All right, fellas, welcome back. We've got some sad news today, depending on who you are. If you're a normal person like us who's on the internet and sees the funny stuff that we study, then you'll know that this is a pretty big loss to some people. On the other hand, if you're one of the big mad feminists or SJWs out there on Twitter, you might very distastefully be cracking jokes about this, as we'll see some reactions later. But news broke. Kevin Samuels, YouTuber with 1.4 million subscribers, has died, his mother says. Samuels' view on dating and relationships, which many on social media felt were an attack on black women, often sparked outrage. So I've got a lot of viewers in common with Kevin Samuels. I check my analytics all the time, and I can see a lot of you guys are fans of his channel and channels like this, but for those that aren't familiar, this man had a huge voice out here on the internet. Just like the article said, 1.4 million subs on YouTube, and this guy got crazy stupid views. I mean, if you just look at this handful of videos right here, the view counts on these are just through the roof. People were very loyal to him and always tuned in to hear what he had to say, especially on these really long streams. Like, the chat was always popping, and people really looked up to the guy. 1.2 million followers on Instagram, and then if you just type Kevin Samuels Savage Moments, which we'll talk about in a few minutes here, trust me, but these compilations got a ton of views. A huge influence on people in the dating game, the image game, trying to better yourself, the red pill guru crowd. He pretty much invented this market and was the owner of it. He's known for saying a lot of things, but if you're not familiar and you've never seen anything, this is the clip that would pretty much sum it up. Take a look.
How do you honestly think you're going to make increasing money over the next 10 years?
I've increased my money exponentially every single month. I don't think you know what you're talking about regarding OnlyFans. That's for sure. Because
but I do know what I'm talking about as far as business and making money. I came in and tried to be as measured as possible. And what are we getting? We're getting attacked, we're getting anger, we're getting, you don't know nothing, you don't know what I do know. What I do know is of all the business people on this platform, the people who are going to have long-term success are not you.
Men have no place at all to say how women should and shouldn't.
We have every place. We built the goddamn world you live in. It takes business knowledge. It takes collaboration. It takes a lot of things that you obviously don't have. So carry your cell phone, and when OnlyFans stops, Subway will be hiring.
That clip still makes me laugh every single time I see it. Man, why'd this have to happen? This is terrible. Article says Kevin Samuels, a YouTuber who became known for his controversial relationship advice, has died, his mother confirmed to NBC News. Rumors of his death first circulated on social media Thursday night. Now, I know I was on Twitter that night, and I saw him trending with like 120,000 tweets, and I was like, what'd he say now, you know? When I clicked on that and I just saw like the exact opposite thing I was expecting to see, I was like, oh my God, is this real? Because it wasn't confirmed yet at the time or anything like that, but now his mom has come out and confirmed it. Really sad, especially when you hear about how she found out about it. His mother, Beverly Samuels Burke, declined to release details about what happened. She said she learned of her son's death from social media. Quote says, that was a terrible thing for social media to put that out. I didn't even know. I hadn't even been notified, she said in a phone call on Friday. All I'm doing is requesting that people pray for us. Really heartbreaking to hear of that. I mean, I can't imagine how you feel losing a child, right? An adult child. It doesn't matter, you know. Parents should never have to bury their kids, but the fact that she found out about it on social media before an authority even contacted her about it, terrible. Just terrible. I can't imagine how this woman feels, and I'm sure she's gotten a lot of nice and also really mean messages because the internet is horrible. So even though no official details have been released about his death, I did see this Huffington Post reporter say this on Twitter. Says, more on Kevin Samuels per Atlanta police. A woman met Samuels and spent the night with him. She ID'd him as Kevin Samuels. Samuels complained of chest pain, fell on top of her, and she called 911. Officials performed CPR, but he was unresponsive. Now, the rumor is that he died after going into cardiac arrest. This tweet would support that. I would say it's probably true, but we just don't know yet, so we'll have to wait for the official details to come out whenever that may be. But it does match up what this reporter found out from the Atlanta police, and there's a few more details inside the tweet, but yeah, you get the gist. Atlanta Police Department said officers were called to an apartment on East Paces Ferry Road on Thursday morning regarding a person injured. By the time police arrived, first responders were performing CPR on an unresponsive man later identified as Samuels. So again, probably true, but it's all just alleged at this point. A woman in the apartment told officers that Samuels had complained about chest pain and that she attempted to help him, but he fell, and the woman called 911. Samuels was taken to the hospital. The examiner's office said later in a press release that it performed an autopsy and a cause and manner of death are pending. The office listed his age as 53 years old. So that's it. The reactions on Twitter were pretty mixed, as you might imagine. Some were heartfelt tributes, with a touch of humor. Others were people just getting big mad. And there were some in between. Kevin Samuels trying to figure out who let women in their 30s with 4 kids at his funeral. That was a funny one. That one made me laugh. All Kevin Samuels did was tell broke men and overweight women to be realistic, and y'all out here acting like he was Scar from The Lion King. Y'all are weird. Kevin Samuels has made a career off shamelessly disgracing black women for profit. He emboldened the most toxic individuals to project tired and harmful narratives about black women. Dead or alive, what a disgraceful life to live. That's all I've got for that misogynist. So I don't know who the fuck this guy is, but he's obviously big mad. Adam22 says Kevin Samuels was a good dude who gave a lot of people solid advice. He got smeared for having a backbone and an opinion, and he didn't back down to the mob. Rest in peace. So you're telling me Kevin Samuels had high cholesterol and had a whole heart attack and still wanted to talk about fat women? That's tasteful, very nice to dunk on somebody after we're dying. And by the way, we found the fat chick, right? With a handle like I hate straight men. I would not expect anything more from this person. Gotta love the internet. And this one says, y'all are more mad at Kevin Samuels than Joe Biden. I'm sure the replies to this are just an absolute delight. We ain't even gonna go there. Now, fellas, I thought I'd wrap up this video with a comment I got about Kevin one time. So in a video a long time ago, I said Kevin Samuels was a savage, and that is in fact because he is, right? Or he was. Now, we mostly have dudes watching this channel, but there are a few female femcells out there, right? I see you guys in the comments, right? Thank you for supporting. We appreciate it very much. And one of the femcells got big mad that I said this in the video, and she decided to leave me this essay in a video. It says, well, we'll just skim through it, but the moment you said Kevin Samuels was savage, I clicked off. Kevin has repeatedly been misogynistic towards women. He is actually the reason I wrote a full thesis on how gendered parenting works and what gendered mean. Okay, blah, blah, blah. No one really cares about this. Kevin is not someone to be using as credible information. And before the incels comment, I do not give a single fuck what you have to say. Come at me with more than just an opinion. I would be glad to engage. Oh, and to the creator, by your standards, your job is also not a job, as you have no talent other than producing videos talking about others' content. How rich will you be when YouTube doesn't support your job? Well, fellas, if you know the video, I made a community post linking to it. You could go find it, but if only she just watched the entire video, right? Because I address all of this in that video. Someone replied back to her, and she responded by saying that she was a subscriber to my channel and got notifications for videos, but she didn't watch the full video because, like she said, she clicked off after the Kevin Samuels comment. Oh no! Anyway. Well, fellas, that's it. It's a sad day for a lot of people out there, I didn't agree with everything this man said. I don't think anyone did, right? This guy was truly an entertainer on his own level, but he did make me laugh a lot. A lot of the things he said were true, and a lot of people just got big mad because they were not ready to hear it. I think he really tapped into a market where he was very much like a father figure to a lot of his viewers, and that's why people were so loyal to him, both men and women, by the way. And he didn't just hate on women, if you watched any of his videos, even the highlights, like, I seen him tear into dudes all the time too, right? But of course, we can't expect people on Twitter to actually look into the things behind what they're saying. That would be too much work. So last thing I'll say about him, I think this is one of the most important things that he could teach too, right? He was 53, and I don't know much about his life before YouTube and all that, but it's a good message to know that your life doesn't end at 20, 25. You don't have to conform and be normal after that, right? This guy became an entrepreneur with a huge voice on the internet in his 50s. The biggest thing that I take away with it, and I think is a huge inspiration besides the things that he preached about commonly, is that it's never too late to become a somebody, right? 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Like, if you want to do something, just go out there and get it. And if you do a good enough job at it, you're probably going to make some enemies along the way. So that pretty much wraps it up. Rest in peace to the Godfather. You guys let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I will be reading them as per the usual. If you enjoyed the video, do not forget to leave a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe today. Special thank you to my channel members, as always, for your extra support. You guys are the true MVPs, and I cannot be doing this without you. Check out DeFi merch down below. Follow me on Twitter, Twitch, and my second channel. Links to everything is in the description, and I will see you dudes in the next video, hopefully for some better news. Love you, bye. Stay safe, fellas. For real.